season 1 titles and the lines, or the new season titles and the lines from season 1?
Yes.
Are there any other little things that you can allude to from the first season that we might see come back?
You know, we are just in the early stages of writing scripts, but every day in the room we talk about different ways we can celebrate the first season. So there's a pitch on the table now about, you know, Miss Mystic Falls pageant and the Decade Dance and the Founders Day, going back to the idea of the root of the founding families, even so much as seeing the history of season 1 played out, you know, from a different perspective. So there's all kinds of different tricks and tools and fun things we're trying to do, and so we'll see if we actually do them, but that's definitely our intention. There's no crossover specifically because the timelines don't match up this year, but I was just saying to somebody else, like, that doesn't mean that before this we, you know, run the end titles on the last image of the finale that we won't pay some sort of homage to what's happening in the originals, and conversely, the originals, my hope, knock on wood, will continue to live on, as can any of these characters with it. So.
Do you think that there will be any future spin-offs? I know originals was a spin-off from Vampire Diaries. Any other?
I have thought about it. I would say it's not out of the question. I don't have it right now. I have nuggets of ideas of, oh, wouldn't it be fun if we could do this, or wouldn't it be neat to try that? Nothing that's even cemented enough to say, oh, I got something in the works, you know? But I do think that when you stumble upon a world that makes so many people happy, and in this case the world of Mystic Falls, that you should always keep your mind open to exploring in other ways.
What about the return of Elena? Tell us anything about that.
Do you realize I've been in here for 35 minutes and you're the first person to ask me that?
No way!
Isn't that? I've had 9 questions about the June wedding and not a single person has asked about Elena. So I'm waiting. Look, all I can say, because there is nothing written in stone, but Nina made me a promise when she left that she would come back and be part of the goodbye, and I intend on holding her to that. And I'm sure she intends on holding up, you know, living up to it as well. So we just had to figure it out, the how, the when, the what. But it would be a real tragedy if we couldn't bring that story back around full circle.
And about the June wedding?
And about the June wedding, I would say nothing other than what I've said 9 times to the entire rest of the room, that we are well aware that that line exists in the pilot, and that was Caroline's intention from minute 1. So it's the final season, so we don't like to leave a lot of things hanging, so we'll see.
Is it harder for you to have a shorter season of the final season?
No, it's so good. So we're doing 16 episodes, which I don't know if anybody said out loud, but it is, I mean, for 7 years we've been complaining. We are very grateful for our jobs. We love our jobs, but 22 episodes a year for 7 years is so hard. It's hard to maintain a level of quality. It's hard to maintain a level of sanity. And to be able to do a 16-episode season is the greatest gift that we could be given. And then to be able to do it knowing you're approaching an end date of the entire series means every minute counts, every episode counts, and there's no fluff episodes, there's no stall, there's no, I don't know about that one. Like, every episode is going to matter.
Since you've been with the House for so long, is it almost like leaving a family?
Yeah, so I'm the girl that when it came time to graduate high school, my parents were moving out of town, so I, in my heart, knew I'd never see most of those people again. Was crying in the corner at every graduation party, you know, with like a beer in my hand, sobbing. I get very nostalgic about this stuff, very emotional, and I love these guys so much. The good news is we all work in the same business. We'll have opportunities to work together again. Already, I was so sad about Containment ending, and I've already hired half the cast across the 2 shows. So there's definitely going to be opportunities, but it's going to be tough, you know. Emotionally, it's like growing up with the same group of people and then finally saying goodbye. So I'm looking forward to it because it's beautiful, but it hurts. Yeah.
We might still
still see a Vampire Diaries person show up on originals?
I would love that. Using that to like hold the network hostage and say, listen, keep the originals on the air, and I swear we'll at some point try to find our way to work everybody through those doors. Because why not? You know, it's a great world. Vampires are not done. You know, people still like vampires, and there's no other vampires on television that I want to see. So I'd love to keep it going.
And for setting
well, we've got, speaking of the containment cast, we've put Kristen Gutowski into the role of Celine, the new nanny. From a teacher role to a nanny role, but something that Caroline sort of like trying to figure out why Lara hired the hot nanny instead of the old nanny. We've got Demetrius Bridges, who was Xander on Containment, who's going to be playing the role of Dorian, who's one of Lara's interns. We just cast Natalie Kelly in a role, this great Australian actress, in the role of Sybil, which is breakdowns have been floating out there for quite some time. And then there's many more to come. Great. Yeah, no, Kevin is launching his new show, Time After Time, and so what he's promised to do is to be in as much of this as he can be. He probably write the premiere. He's absolutely gonna write the finale with me, and then anything else he can do along the way. He's been reading the stories and reading the scripts and chiming in, and so it's been nice